Oh, this is not on center. Sorry about that. But this is Reborn Higa. And I'm going to, I started taking off his t-shirt and then I decided that I just want to go live. And I kind of wanted to talk about like just different YouTube kind of stuff that goes on in comparison to stuff that happens on Facebook. And I'm talking about the Reborn community on Facebook versus YouTube. I'm not even sure if I'm going to keep them like this or on the Boppy Lounger, but I am going to change him. Let me get my tablet and stuff. My tablet and stuff just in case. So I'll wait for people to stream in. And then we'll get started. So we had a situation. It wasn't a situation. It was just something that happened on Facebook, but it's something that we see a lot of, and a lot of us have experienced on YouTube, on Facebook and Instagram, especially, where people can actually go on and message you. So, and it's not just artists who experience this, it's also collectors, you know, and because a lot of the times people think that the dolls that I have are my artwork. Usually it's like new, almost dropped the camera. Usually it's new people that do this. This is so big, the Boppy. Usually it's new people that, because they don't know who artists are and they don't really know anything, and they just go full force into trying to find a doll, trying to find something for themselves, you know. They immediately, it's like they don't even know what they want or what they're looking for. They don't understand budgets. They don't even understand their own budget. They don't understand how the process works of finding a doll, an artist, you know. So, and that's where like a lot of the counterfeits come into play, and it's a real confusing for people. And then in this day and age where YouTube, the majority of the channels on YouTube of doll collectors, there's more counterfeit collectors than there are reborn, authentic reborn. And I'm not going to call them authentic, because there's reborn dolls and then there's counterfeit dolls. And you guys know what I'm talking about when I speak of authentic versus counterfeit. So there's vinyl dolls that are created, the kits are created and painted on by artists, and they're created with the authorization of the artist and the sculptor, but the sculptor mainly. And then they authorize a certain amount. Some of them are open editions, but you guys know what I'm talking about here. So, oh, he's so cute. Little chubba. He got his little chubby knees, his little chunkiness out. So that's kind of what I'm going to touch on, but I'm also going to a situation that, you know, firsthand situation that I have, and I've had many times, is people approaching me for free dolls, for discounted dolls. And like I said, as a collector, I get my share of them, but I can guarantee you that artists probably get these on a daily. You know, the art sculptors and artists who are painting the kits and painting the silicones and whatnot. So a lot of you will this will resonate with you. So I think this is like a universal one, a universal discussion. I think everybody can weigh in on this one. So I'll just let a few more people stream in. I'm not really liking from what I'm looking at here on my tablet, because I have my tablet here, how it's looking, but sorry if he's not completely off center. I'll see how I feel about the boppy in a little bit. I was on Saturday, I think it was, or Friday. I can't remember when I was on live last. I think it might have been Thursday or Friday, one of those 2 days. And I never went and got my nails done. So I'll just let you guys know as I let people come in and join us before I get into the discussion. Personally, something happened in our home, and it's personally happened to me. Xena, if you guys have followed my channel for some length of time, you guys will remember Xena. She's like my golden Labrador mixed with a Rhodesian Ridgeback. She's really my parents' dog, but actually, technically, she's my little sister's dog, but she went away to school and and then the dog just ended up staying and living permanently with my parents. And well, Xena's been sick for a while. She's had cancer. It's chemo and all of that for our pets, as you guys may know, is really expensive. Hi, fallen angels. It's really expensive, so we chose not to treat her. She had a lot of tumors, but she was eating well, drinking water. We did remove one of the larger tumors, and that was super expensive. As you guys know, as pet owners, I'm sure you know how expensive pet medical care is. But we did have one of the tumors removed, the one that was on her tail that was affecting her the most. But as cancer goes, it never really just stays. Hi, Elisa. Hi, my little world. It never just stays put in one place and then you remove one tumor and everything's fine. She started getting more tumors. They did an x-ray of her when they did remove that one tumor, and they said that, you know, she's had internally, I mean, what we saw on the surface of her were a lot of tumors, but what was going on inside of her internally was even worse. She wasn't showing any signs of distress or pain. She was eating, drinking water. In fact, just a few weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, it was my nephew's birthday, and we had a party for him, like a family party. He wanted to have a water gun fight, water balloon, water fight in the yard. So that's the party we threw for him. Everybody had water balloons and water gun fights, and and we just went at it. We all had guns, and it was really fun. And Xena is, I think the Labrador in her just loves water. Okay, she just always loved the sprinklers on, and she just loved it. Okay, so she had fun. She had so much fun. She was running around like a young dog. She was already a senior dog. She was 10 years old. She was going to be, I believe, 11 this year. So she was fine 3 weeks ago. She was perfectly fine. We knew already of the cancer, like I said, but there was no signs. I'm telling you, there was no signs that she was getting worse. Sometimes she was panting heavily, but it's summertime, it's hot, and we kind of chalked it up to that. But Saturday morning, we woke up to Xena was no longer alive. She was laying by the front door. It was a very strange situation for all of us because, like I said, we've seen her and she had seemed perfectly fine, eating like normal. She's a little hog. She loves to eat. She always steals the other dog's food. So sorry about your pooch. We recently lost our cat and now our dog is very sick too. Gosh, it's so hard losing fur babies. It is. It's when people post, and just a week before, one of my friends posted that his pug of many, many years, he's had this pug since, for so many years, he passed away too. And I felt so bad for him because a lot of us, if you're pet lovers and you're like those types of people who own animals and they're part of your family and you keep them for years and you take care of them and stuff, because I know people also that adopt pets and then, don't take care of them. I believe me, I've known people like that. I had a friend that would always have a new pet every couple months and would be like, what happened to the other one? Oh, well, he wasn't for us. And I don't know, it was just craziness. But we woke up on Saturday morning and Xena, um, gosh, it's so hard for me to say that. Like, it, Xena was no longer alive. She was, I guess at some point, like I woke up at like 3:15. The dogs woke me up and Thurston woke me up. He had to go to the bathroom. So, you know, he sleeps in my room with me. He's my dog. And every time he gets up to go, Xena goes too. So I let them out. She seemed fine. I didn't see anything weird about her. And she always likes to sleep in my daughter's room. So she went straight back in there. Thurston came back to bed with me. And then like at 7 o'clock, 7:30 or so, the cat wakes me up because I guess he's mainly an indoor cat, but he kept bugging. So I was like, maybe he wants to eat grass. You know how they like eating grass? He'll venture out outside sometimes, Mister, my little black cat, but he doesn't stay out there. He's afraid of every single thing. As soon as he hears a loud noise, he just runs, he wants back in. So I let him out for like 5 minutes and I stayed outside with him for a while he was eating grass, and then he wanted back in. So we came back in. So sometime between those 7:30 and like 8 o'clock is when I guess at some point she left my daughter's room and went to the front door where there's like cold, it's cold there. The ceramic tiles are nice and cool. And, that's usually sometimes where I see her. I didn't see her before that. 15 minutes later, I hear crying and stuff. And, I go out and my mom's like, Xena's not alive anymore. She passed away. And I was kind of shocked because I was like, I just saw her a few hours ago. I didn't see her in the morning at 7, but, so by the time I saw her, she was no longer breathing. And my daughter, we were all crying. It was really sad. Sorry, I didn't think I was going to come on here and be really sad. I was going to talk about something else, but I thought I'd just let you in a little bit of something personal, and it was really strange and surreal because we've had her for such a long time. And we took her to, she was kind of heavy. We put her on her blanket. And we took her to the vet, which was nearby, the pet hospital, and they took her in and they were really kind there. I mean, of course, you know, giving condolences and stuff. And it was just really heartbreaking because we loved her. She was a great dog. She was a really good dog. She's funny, silly, smart, brilliant, the smartest dog. She was trained to be a PTSD. She was trained professionally for, my sister used to work for a nonprofit organization, and they would train animals for veterans with PTSD. And she was trained in the same manner, but my sister could no longer take care of her because she was moving out of state to go to finish school. So she had to be somewhere else. And eventually she just ended up staying here, but we didn't want to move her around too much. But she was a very intuitive dog. She was very smart. And she loved my daughters so much. We always she was like their guardian. I don't know if any of you guys watch Game of Thrones. She always reminded me of those dire wolves. She always stuck by my daughters. If anybody walked by one of their bedrooms, the door, like she would growl at you. She would always growl at me when I would walk by the door, not like out of the room, but she was very territorial when it came to my daughters. So she was like, "Rrr," and I would be like, Xena, get out of here. So she was kind of funny that way. But yeah, so we should be getting her ashes soon. And yeah, and that's life, right? The circle of life. But it is sad. The house does feel empty. Now we realize who was the culprit behind all the barking, who would always start the barking when there was like Amazon delivery or, or UPS. So the other day on Sunday, we had a delivery and the UPS guy or the Amazon Prime rang the doorbell and nobody barked. There was no bark because usually she goes buck wild, okay? And then she gets Thurston started and Thurston starts barking too, and everything. It's mayhem. And it was just so strange that it was so quiet now because she just, yeah, So now we know who the culprit was. I'm sorry for your loss of your fur baby. Thank you, Elisa. You always said Katie. Xena just growled at me. Oh yeah, Katie. I would be on the phone with Katie and I'd walk by my daughter's room and Xena would growl at me. She hoarded the kids together and was guarding them. She was always guarding my daughters. And if she would follow them all over the house all the time. Sometimes I'd be like, okay, Xena, go, sit down. But she wouldn't listen. She'd still stay by their side the entire time. I'm telling you, she was like those dire wolves from Game of Thrones. May she run free in the meadows over the Rainbow Bridge. It's sad. You know, I get more choked up when I see the videos of her when she was still alive. Those ones get me sad, but they make me more sad. I did take some postmortem pictures of her. I don't know why, but actually those ones bring me more comfort. They just do. I took some pictures of her because she did just, you know, we took her within a half hour of her passing away to the vet and, you know, started the whole process of, you know, getting her ashes and her little footprint on ceramic. So we always keep all the dogs that we've had in my family. We always keep them, their ashes, because they're such a huge part of our family. They're family. They are family. And yeah, it's just, I know some people are like, oh, their dog died, you know, but you pet lovers that treat your animals like they're just another member of the family, you guys know, you know how it is. So that was hard. We're starting to yesterday was kind of sad, and we talked about the fact on yesterday how quiet the house was on Saturday, how sad we all were. Everybody was in their corner of the house. Like nobody was like together. We all just were sad and crying by ourselves. I guess it was so strange how quiet the house was, and we just kept to ourselves. At least I felt like I needed to. And I talked to my nephew and he was like, yeah, I felt the same way. Like I was sad and he got a headache from crying. And so, you know, she was old. She was a senior dog. And we knew that but she just kept living, you know, because the cancer started when we had her diagnosed. It was like last year, I think, or even, and she just kept going. So we were like, okay, she's, you know, she seems really good. Like no signs of, you know, her not feeling well, or she's still eating, she's drinking water, she's going to the bathroom, she's doing, you know, so, yeah. I know, because Katie happened to text me early that morning in the middle of the whole, I literally had just found out like 15 minutes before that in the morning that she had passed. So, and it was just kind of chaotic, right in the middle. And I called Katie right away and I just told her that Xena had, you know, I texted her and I was like, we're like in the middle of a crisis right now. My daughter was sobbing. It had literally just happened. But I don't know, like I said, and now it sounds morbid, but I've been looking at her post-mortem pictures and those bring me more comfort. I get more sad when I see videos and pictures of her doing things and looking. She always looks like she's smiling, because you guys know how Labradors, like their faces always look, they have like the smiling face. They're like a smiling dog. So I think the little routines we have with them are the moments when it hits the most, like cuddle time, bath time, evening walks. Yeah, but I'm no longer looking at the pictures today. I haven't looked at it once today, but yeah, so that happened. And then this morning, so I'm just going to switch gears now and just move on to, and I'm going to change him actually, because I want to put something on him. Just don't know which diaper to put on him. I was thinking it's either going to be this one, because I feel like this matches, or maybe I'll do the green one. I don't know which one matches better. We'll see. We'll try them both. So I want to change gears, and you guys see the title of my video. My live stream is YouTube Reborn Community, different from Facebook community. I meant to put a question mark there because we can kind of talk about it a little bit, But I do want to bring up a situation. It started happening this morning, and so there's a lot of groups on Instagram. On Facebook, and they have admins, and then they have moderators. Like, they have people who start the group, and then they have admins. And this is a pretty big group. It's one of the silicone groups, and we there's always new people posting on there. You know, they're still trying to learn about the hobby. And I don't know why. I think it came because usually I don't see this group in my feed, but for some reason this group was in my feed. And it was probably because there was a much discussion underneath it that had transpired for a few hours now since the post in that group that was made by one of the members of the group had posted it. So I think it started, it just, there was conversation going on, and something heated, disagreement kind of heated. And I think I'm just going to make him a little bit slippery so I can change him, because I'm going to put long sleeves on him. And I see that there's this discussion. I read the post, and it starts with something like, oh, this is a long shot. So immediately when I read that part, I kind of already, I'm going to put some on his arms because I'm going to be putting long sleeves on him. And I want it to glide over as easy as possible. So this person posted, I don't know if I should read the post or not for context. Or do you guys want me to just tell you? I think I might read the post for context. So let me find it really quick, because I think that's better. So you don't have to just take my word for it. So somebody posted in the silicone doll group, "Hi, I know this may be a long shot, but I'm a single mama of 6 and I don't have a ton of money, but I only have one daughter and she's the light of my life. She has seizures and they don't know why, but when she does, she stops breathing and all. It's awful. And I have PTSD from it. She is the kindest, sweetest, most gentle soul I've ever met." Okay. And then, "My daughter absolutely loves babies, and I would like to surprise her. I'm looking for a little newborn baby girl doll for her with eyes closed, can be small. I can't pay for it outright, but I work really hard and I have my own business and can make payments. Like I said, I can't afford a lot, but maybe if someone has one on sale, I greatly appreciate the consideration." So she's looking for, not for sale, but what traditional like department stores, when they have a sale, that it's discounted. So she's looking for a discount is basically what she's saying there, but she's calling it a sale. Because you guys know in America, when something's on sale, it means that it's discounted. This person's American. It means that it's slashed. The price has been reduced. So she's looking for a price reduction. And don't take my word for it. She actually says it later in the comments. So she posts this, she needs something discounted. She adds in the story about her daughter being sick. Her daughter looks very young. And then I go into the comments. First of all, already, I'm not going to lie. To me, this is a new person, because only new people make posts like that when they start with a sob story. And let me just say that a lot of groups on Facebook already have rules about how to post when you're looking for a doll. And this particular group, as much as in many groups that I belong to, the ones that care about how the group looks, cares about what's going on in their groups, don't typically allow people to add a story, you know, oh, I lost a child, or some kind of sob story. I have my kid needs it. I don't have enough money. Can I, you know, because we know experience has already told us that usually people are fishing. They're fishing for discounts. They're fishing for something free. And I will read what the admin ended up saying in this situation. So I just feel like sometimes when I, you know, as going to my title, why I kind of wanted to bring this up is that I think that sometimes on YouTube, different things that would never fly on Facebook, they go. Just like the counterfeits are really popular here on YouTube, and people with counterfeits, and people being all, it's my money and I'll buy what I want and I don't care. And, you know, people are there's a lot of bravado here when it comes to owning counterfeits, as opposed to Facebook. They get shut down really quick. Those people get shut down, they get blacklisted, that's it. It's over for them. So it's just different. The dynamic is different. But a lot of groups on Facebook, silicone groups, reborn doll groups, specifically this one is silicone. One of the rules is when you post, when you're inquiring, looking for a doll, like if you're in search of, you know, ISO, if you're in search of a doll, then there are rules for how you post. And there are rules. So hold on, let me read what you guys are saying. So hi Banksia and B. Posts like that are typical red flags. Yes, typical. Yes, they are. For me, they're a red flag. My Little World is reiterating what I said, that this is a silicone group. And she says she agrees with Fallen Angels. So mind you, like I said, we're establishing here, this is a silicone group and there's rules. So one of the rules is no sob stories. Another one is you can only post for sale in this group silicone authentic dolls, and they have to be, you know, they can only be silicone. So it's just authentic silicones, that's it. No reborns, no vinyl dolls, anything like that. No Ashton Drakes, no Paradise Gallery, nothing like that. It has to, unless it's a Paradise Gallery silicone doll, you know, but it has to be silicone. So no vinyl dolls, no other type of dolls or anything like that. It is in the rules. It's a private group, you have to answer questions, you have to agree to have read the rules of the group, and the rules are stated, you know, and this is probably the norm. It's the norm for the majority of legitimate groups where they have good admins, good moderators, that there's a lot of people watching out for each other in the group, not allowing counterfeits to slide by, or situations like this where there's sob stories. And I know that if you're an artist, I know you get these messages. Hey, you know, I lost a child. I just got one the other day. I get them every so often, probably not as much as artists do, but I do get these, can I have something for free? Can I give you $100? Mind you, some of them seem like they're probably children, but in this case, this was not a child. This was an adult, a self-proclaimed adult, mother of 6. So she's well aware of what she's doing. I mean, what is the part that I feel like is a red flag, and the manipulation in this is why a rule like this is established in the first place in a Facebook group, why we've created, because for years people have used this angle, this sob story angle, no matter what kind of sob story it is. For years, people have used sob stories to try to, you know, scam people out of giving them free dolls, or so we want to prevent that in groups. In legitimate groups where admins care about the integrity of their group, these are rules that they have. So this lady, you know, I guess it got shown in my feed because there was a lot of discussion going on there. She was already getting nasty and defensive and she started saying that she was being bullied. This was before I got into I threw myself in there. I threw my hat in the ring because I saw another person in there trying to explain to her, look, you can ask for a doll. That's not necessary. You know, not ask for a doll, but you can post what it is that you're looking for. But in her opinion, this one person posted in there, in their opinion, that you know, these dolls are not meant for children. So Audra says, I've gotten frauded from two people on Facebook. I have also loads of myself unavailable for customs. Yeah, see? Sorry, but who gets to a silicone group fishing for a cheap doll for a little child? If you want a budget doll, this is not the place to look. The lady claims she did deep research because it's not for them. It's not for the child. They're just using the child. Yeah, that's the point I was trying to get to, very a long way to get around to the point. But yeah, it just does come off that this is not real. She's not really looking for her kid. She's looking for herself. So then it starts, then it begins. You have a couple people going in there. Oh, I have this nice, you know, originally, you know, painted doll for only $150. And then she shows a picture of it and it's a vinyl doll. It's a Presley Awake. Very funkily, you know, probably priced appropriately. A very funkily painted doll, but she has it, you know, she's putting it out there. But the point is also, it's against the rules to put up dolls that are not silicone. So again, here we go. Now this stuff has started. It's not just a general doll group. It is a silicone doll group. They're very explicit because people don't want to waste their time scrolling through when they're looking for a specific kind of doll. If they're looking for a silicone, they don't want to waste their time scrolling through a bunch of vinyls that they're not interested in. So that's why these rules are established to begin with. And then you got a few people in there that were willing to give her some dolls for free, right? So this is kind of what she's looking for, okay? She's looking for free dolls. Somebody is always going to be willing to give away that doll, which is fine, but do it in another group, because this really weakens and cheapens the group. First of all, the dolls that they were offering for free were not silicone. I don't even know what one of them was, like if it was a counterfeit. Then you start, out of the woodwork will start to come the weird dolls, like, not like the weird Barbie, you know, if you guys saw the Barbie movie, not like the weird Barbie, but just dolls that are kind of questionable. Their authenticity questionable. So that's another reason why these types of posts are, like Fallen Angel said, they're red flags. I could see this kind of stuff flying on YouTube, but it just doesn't fly on Facebook. The Reborn community on Facebook, there's more integrity in the legit groups, because I know some of these counterfeit channels, counterfeit collectors that have channels here that advocate, you know, buying counterfeits. I know that some of them also have their own little groups where they promote their fakes and let people share their fakes, which is fine. That's their group. Let them be in their counterfeit corner. I get it, but and that's why they're not in any other groups, and they know they wouldn't be welcomed in any other groups because of the counterfeits. But this is the reason why we have these types of rules, because, and then as you know, as I'm telling you, the group started to show some questionable dolls. The lady, the original person that posted the topic, or the one that was asking for something with the sob story, okay? She, let me put his, I don't know what I should put on him. She then starts to get defensive because some people were telling her, like, one person told her, I don't think that silicone is what you're looking for. Her daughter looked very young. I don't think she was older than 6. Maybe not even older than 5. I don't know. She looked very young. Should I put this on him? Or should I just put, I think I'll just put this. And I went in there and I was like, because I hate when people make up these stories like they're the victim and they're being bullied when they're not. And I'll talk about this in another video, but I just heard a video because somebody told me that I was mentioned heavily in this live stream, and this person told this roundabout story about how they've been a victim of bullying, and they told like this childhood story themselves, and they said that, and they were kind of trying to use an analogy to compare me and Katie to bullies, that we're bullies in this story. She didn't say us, but I'll deal with that one another day. But but I cannot stand when people just immediately go, oh, I'm being bullied. No, nobody was being rude to her. They were basically telling her, like, you're asking for a discounted silicone, and silicone is fragile, silicone is this. For a child, yes. People, as even as adults, people have, you know, had encountered issues with silicones, and there's a lot of care that goes into like silicone. And so she's just advising against silicone for such a young child, and even recommended, you know, Paradise Gallery or other dolls. Like if she really does want to spend some money and doesn't want to spend a lot of it, you know, maybe just $100. But the poster just kept getting, you know, defensive. So I went in there and just told her, look, nobody's bullying you. The bottom line is that people see a sob story and those are against the rules. That's the gist of what I was telling her. We exchanged a little bit more, and other people were like, yeah, she's already starting to get nasty. She kept trying to justify that she wasn't asking for anything free. Hi, Helen. But sorry, but who buys a silicone doll? Who goes to a silicone doll group fishing for a cheap doll for a little child? I think I read that already. Oftentimes the folks that are willing to give free dolls are chasing clout and also selfish. Not always, but often. Yeah, but the people who were offering the dolls for free and cheap, I mean, I don't even think that she really liked what was being offered either. I mean, she straight up went to a silicone group to ask for a doll on sale. This isn't, I think, you know, sometimes I see artists and they post these things because they're at their wits' end with people approaching them for discounts, approaching them for freebies. So I constantly see artists post about this. It's like, dude, I'm not giving you a doll for free. My big issue with this lady is that a post like this only makes other newbies into this hobby believe that it's okay to approach collectors and other artists for freebies or discounted dolls. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. That's why a lot of these groups, these private groups, they don't allow it. They put it in their as part of their rules, because this hobby's been around for so many years now, and people know now, like, it's like a huge no-no to ask for discounted dolls, to approach artists for a freebie with a sob story, you know, like this lady was doing. She wanted a doll on sale, which in other words, discount, and fine if she needs a payment plan, but the sob story to me was added for that measure of manipulation, that added measure of manipulation, because the admin then wrote, after the admin, we reported the post because it was against the rules. And then the admin, yeah, Katie says that kid was barely 4 or 5. Yeah, let me, this light is gonna start coming in here. Wait, where should I place this? Yeah, she was really, the kid that she was trying to get the discounted doll for, the silicone or whatever it was that she was trying to get, was really young. I have a feeling it was for herself as well. So, get her a water baby doll, yeah. And also, whatchamacallit, I think Bountiful Baby also has play dolls too for children. But that she, you know, she tried to argue that she's done her research, but not that much if you don't know that Bountiful Baby also has play dolls that you can buy for your 5-year-old, for your 4-year-old, you know. It's great that you're going the authentic route, but there's no need for the sob story. Basically, there is just no need for a sob story unless you're, to me, you're starting with a sob story because you're about to hit us with, it's a manipulation. You're about to hit us with what you want now. You know, I told you, a normal person, if, you know, for me to believe that you weren't trying to manipulate anybody into giving you a free doll or, you know, discounts or whatever, the sob story is unnecessary. What the proper way to post what you're looking for, what you're in search for, is state the size of the doll, your budget, and then see who comments at that point. See who comments. But we did report it. Hi, Robin. Neither do I. I can't stand sob stories. To me, they're always a manipulate. They're always trying to manipulate. Yes, fallen angels. Bountiful Baby has Kinby, and they're so cute. Exactly. For a child, for her child, that's, and it's in her budget, I'm sure. But actually, I personally feel like her budget was $0. So I don't believe her. But the admin did come out, and she was liking my responses to this person. This is what I like, because I was close to leaving this group because I was like, if this kind of stuff is going to be allowed in this group, I don't think it's a worthy group anymore, you know? But at the end, she was telling, you know, the poster, the person who made this post was like, oh, you're a bully. And I was like, look, you're not the first one to post a sob story fishing for discounts and freebies. This happens a lot, and it really cheapens the integrity of the group. Your approach is all wrong. You need a low price doll. If you need a low price doll, then just say that. Include your budget and see who comments. Using her kid's illness was the wrong approach. It's been done before, and it's against the group rules anyway. So I did report it. A couple people reported, it wasn't just me. Because really, it just makes the group seem like, oh, great, there's going to be people in here messaging you for free dolls and, you know, discounted dolls and asking, is this for sale? How much do you want? You know, you guys know those messages. I know you guys know those messages. Hang on, I want to read the admin's response in this. Where is she? Where are you? I'm trying to look for the admin's response because I thought it was really good. So the admin said, I removed her from the group, which she just was added today and has been in my inbox acting strange all day. She wants cheap and posted a sob story to try to get a cheap doll, which is totally against the group rules. And then she adds, also, I do not post rules a lot anymore, but the rules about sob stories are to prevent people from feeling guilty and getting suckered in and being conned out of their dolls. You can absolutely make a post saying you're looking for a certain value doll without throwing in a sob story to make others feel bad, when most of the time people are just trying to rip someone off. That's why. Whether this person was trying to rip someone off or con people, you know, manipulate someone into giving them a doll for free, that's why there's admins, because we want to protect people. We want people to feel comfortable when they're posting there. We want people to feel like this is a group that is guarded, it's safe, there's no counterfeits, there's no weirdness going on. And yeah, so she ended up being removed from the group. And like I said, I just feel like there's such a huge contrast with the care of this community on Facebook with how people care about the community, Reborn doll community, on YouTube. Let me know which one you guys think. I kind of am leaning towards the green one, but I want to see. Let me put this one on first. So that's how I feel about it. I hope that all made sense to you guys, because I know sometimes my talking is a little bit weird. I get all over the place and distracted. But honestly, just don't do it, guys. Stop asking for freebies. Stop asking artists for discounts. Preferably, if you can, don't do payment plans. Say the best payment plan that you guys can do as somebody new that wants to buy a doll is your own savings. Take a couple months as you research the hobby, research what you like and what you don't like, you know, what you're looking for. Check out the artists out there. Check out the, not just the artists, but check out the sculpts coming out. Check it all out. Take your time. In the meantime, whatever, if it takes you 5 or 6 months to save money and you've figured out how much, you know, what you're looking for and how much that's going to cost you, you know, what the cheap end looks like, what the middle end looks like, what the most expensive end looks like, and you choose which one you're comfortable paying. In that meantime, while you're learning all of this, start to put away your money. That to me is like the only kind of payment plan you should be doing. that artists should even allow. I mean, to each his own. I know sometimes artists allow more because they're like, tough times, I want to sell, even if it's on a payment plan. But out of respect for artists and just respect for the hobby, and there'll be less turmoil. Because a lot of the times when people need payment plans, you don't know how many stories I've heard from artists out there complaining about they accepted a payment plan and now they can't. I just saw an artist post about it this morning, and now the buyer is nowhere, not making payments, not answering messages. So, I mean, just do yourself a favor, do the artist a favor, do this hobby, stand, you know, with integrity by this hobby, with your own integrity, and save your own money, then strike. Find out what budget you want, save the money. That should be the only payment plan, the one where you save the money until you're ready to buy. And when you're ready to buy, you'll know the artist, you'll know where to find it, you'll have a better idea of what you want. I mean, we had artists that didn't sell all their dolls at the doll shows, and then were offering, and they said that, I mean, I saw a post in Bobby's doll show group where somebody was like, I just, you know, want to know, are any artists at the doll show going to be accepting payment plans? When I saw that, I kind of got taken aback, because you know me, I'm always clutching my pearls. No, I'm just like, rudeness, okay, rudeness. I guess, you know what, you don't get what you don't ask for, fine. But I just like, where are these people's heads? Like, they're already planning on going to a doll show and asking a vendor at a doll show, at a live doll show, where they don't want to take back home their inventory after they lugged it, maybe some of them across a couple states, and you're asking them for a payment plan. You went to the doll show without any money saved, then you planned poorly. And you're sitting here asking, are any artists going to offer payment plans at the doll show? Wow. I just feel like, what is happening, people? Like, you guys have some nerve. There are, of course, some artists that chimed in and were like, you know, I did it before. I did it last year at the doll show last year, and I got one payment, and chasing down those people to make their monthly payment was like pulling teeth. And they are like, I'm not planning on doing it no more, because they do not pay. Because you know what? People that plan poorly and don't save their money and are not prepared, they're not usually the type of people that are going to follow through with a payment plan. They're just not. They're not reliable. So if you're going to a doll show, I think it's safe to say, save your money, save your money to buy a doll, and then don't hassle the artists for a payment plan at the doll show. So, but Banskia says it costs the artist to make the doll too. Yes. Oh, I'm missing a lot of comments. My biggest problem with the disturbing, okay, back to the situation on Facebook, and Katie was saying my biggest problem were disturbing photos of her baby on a stretcher. What kind of mother takes photos like that and posts them all over? Munchausen by proxy. Anyone? Forever Sweetie says, what dolls do you have currently in your collection? My Little World says, I was so deeply disturbed by menagerie of those photographs. Yeah, that lady, she started posting pictures of her daughter, like with the EMTs getting administered oxygen and things like that to prove that her daughter needs the silicone. You know, it was just really vulgar. It was just totally poor judgment on her end because it just made her seem worse. Let me see. They will say they will deliver it to your house and then ask for money. Okay, I don't know what I missed here. One lady came and said that silicones are not for little kids, and OP got all crazy with those photos. Yeah. Elisa said she was absolutely not bullied. It was so obvious she wanted a doll for free. Yes. Oftentimes, folks that are willing to give dolls for free are chasing clout and also selfish. Okay, so that's where I was. Let me see what else. Let me see. Oh my gosh, 6 years old. It took me until I was 19 years old to buy my first silicone baby doll. I have autism and you have to be extremely gentle with the reborns, but especially silicones. Yes, thank you, Michaela. Michaela says, wait, what? These stories aren't real? They lie to others? They may be real, but, you know, since she's not asking for food or help with medical care for her child, I honestly don't feel like taking that chance, you know? I mean, if somebody else wants to, but the point is that it just started a free-for-all of people posting non-silicones in the group, in the chat, in the thread. So again, against the rules. And there's a reason why, because we have to monitor, then it has to be monitored under the thread if there's counterfeits being posted there. And it's just a big, huge no-no. I believe that with everything I purchase. I've had 2 people bail on payment plans this year. It's frustrating, and the AI bots flag our accounts for that too. Yeah, payment plans. See, I mean, just have the money up front. Yeah, I mean, while you're searching, I know it's, you get, I know how it is to be new. Okay, you get excited. You're like, I want a doll. Then you start to find out how much they actually cost, and you're like, wow. Then you start to find out how much the ones that you want cost, you know? And then you start, and then like what happened to me, I think this happens to everyone. You come in here, you see a few dolls on YouTube, you discover reborns, and then you start to see, then you start to Google. And I remember Sylvia was like on top back then. She's still really good, well-known artist, and her name is synonymous with Reborn community, so her name always comes up in Google searches. But I remember looking at Sylvia's dolls and then looking at my budget and thinking, I don't know that I could ever afford a doll that, I don't know if, actually, I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money on that kind of doll. So then I went with somebody that was cheaper, and I wasn't satisfied. I just was not satisfied. I was like, I can't have something that's not hyper realistic, you know? So that route wasn't for me. Then I just was like, if I want something and I want it to look a certain way, it looks like I better start saving. And I never did payment plans. I just saved. I never approached an artist for a custom unless I was already like 3/4, half or 3/4 of the way. Because usually with customs, it could take 2 months, 3 months for them to finish. So I never approached anyone unless I had most of the money already, because I don't want to stress myself out either trying to save a bunch of money for the next 2 months or however long it takes the artist. If it is 2 months, that's a short time to try to save a lot of money, especially for the realism that I'm looking for and the artist that I was buying from, that I wanted dolls from. So just a word to the wise, if you're new, I know it's exciting and it's thrilling, and you see these realistic dolls and you start to find out what they cost. Don't go that route, guys. Don't go the sob story route. Just don't do it. Don't use your child's, you know, illness either. Don't go that route. Sorry, the sun's getting funky on me here. Hi, Erica Lavelle. Please don't tell me the sellers hand over the dolls before the buyer has paid it all off. I've actually heard of that. There is somebody, I think they even have a YouTube channel, but that's between them. I mean, they were friends. I think this YouTuber actually always looked to befriend people that had nice collections, because she was going to rely on, you know, because she's kind of a grifter. So she was trying to rely on her. I don't think she has charisma, but I think some people do think that she has charisma, but on her, just solely on her, you know, manipulating people into, like, when she befriends them and she fights for them and she stands there by them, but she has an ulterior motive, which was to get dolls by discount. So I do know some people out there that handed over full body silicone to someone and allowed them to make payments. And that person, from what I heard, this is the tiki, this is the tea. Okay, this is tea time. From what I heard, here's the gossip, that the person who was always befriending people with nice collections, you know, befriended someone who was on more than one occasion willing to give her a full body silicone on a payment plan, but let her have possession of the doll even before the doll was paid. Now, I did hear that this person that got the doll for free, or on a, you know, rent to own kind of basis, did struggle making the payments, did have to ask friends for money to help make the payments, did bypass paying for their, like, utilities to pay for the dolls. But anyway, so yeah, there are people out there like that, you guys. There are, and some of them have YouTube channels. But yeah, believe me when I say that, it's true. But I just think a lot of things, and I can talk about it here. Like, if I talk about it here on YouTube, it's fine. You know, well, I'm sorry, it's not okay. People get really in their feelings about it. But you'll be surprised, like, the dynamic and the atmosphere on Facebook is completely different in the respected groups. Okay, not the ones that YouTubers made for their counterfeits. Not those. Those are not the respected, legitimate groups. But the respected groups on Facebook do not. You think I'm tough? Guys, I'm nothing. I'm like a toddler, okay? I'm like a baby. I'm like, here, I'm soft here. If you think I'm tough, because I see some of these women, they're way more cutthroat on Facebook. I've always said this, they're way more cutthroat on Facebook than they are here on YouTube. So if you guys think that I'm tough, Facebook is no country for old men, like the movie. Okay? It's cutthroat there, because they tolerate a lot less BS on there. Guess I'm not trusting. Guess question, does a full body price between 3,000 and 5,000 sound about right? Yeah, I think so. For right now, that's how much you get, a decent one for between that price. So, hi, Charmed Reborn. She says, yeah, Facebook is harsh. Lots of drama too. I'm so glad I'm never involved. Like, I don't have any drama. The only drama I've ever had has been, my gosh, this light coming in, has been here on YouTube, because of a scammer who watched my channel and then bought a doll for me. But other than that, like, I do not have drama on, because I'm not a scammer. I care about this hobby in the sense that I don't want to let it, you know, just let it all go to the dogs on, so there we go. Sorry, I had to cover that light. But yeah, I do think there's a lot of drama on Facebook, but none that I'm ever in, so I'm not too worried about it. I do see it go down, and all these situations like this, I will insert myself, which I did, but I insert myself with total and complete no anonymity. On YouTube, people talk big here, and a lot of them have multiple channels. It's under complete anonymity, but they talk big, and so there's no accountability. It's a little harder to do that on Facebook. Facebook has, you know, more safeguards against having, you know, people just pretend to be other people. I mean, it's happening though. I know that they've kind of dropped the ball on it a little bit, but I think it has to do with the fact that there's less, people wanting to be less, people being anonymous there. So you have to be minding your P's and Q's there. But on YouTube, everything I've ever said, everything I've ever done, it's at like this on my channel as myself. But I get a lot of haters on here that will make channels and just produce a new channel. And Katie and I joke around, but a long time ago when I had a lot of issues with that stalker from the UK, I started keeping what I call my dossier, and I started keeping links to really rude and nasty channels because they were so anonymous, didn't know who they were. Well, every once in a while I go and I review these channels, and my dossier it's gotten big, but surprise, surprise, they come out of anonymity because they think they're safe. And I find out that they've changed their channel name, and now they're using like their real name, or because and it's like, I gotcha. Now I know exactly who you are. Eventually people will change their channel names and they'll be dumb enough to, and then I find them on Facebook and I look for them in the groups and I'm like, here they are, And I'm like, look how nasty they can be when they think they're completely anonymous. So I take it with a grain of salt. I'm pretty tough, But yeah. So hold on, let me see here. Hi, hippie mommy. But yeah, there's just less of that hiding who you are, who you really are on Facebook as opposed to YouTube. YouTube allows for a lot of anonymity. And YouTube has gone to the counterfeits. So there's less people here. And that even goes for some of the channels that you probably watch. You probably watch me, and you probably still watch like other channels that, people that I've used to be friends with and stuff. You probably watch them too. But the difference is that I still stand by my principles. I'm still anti-counterfeits. I didn't jump on the bandwagon when it became popular to do it. I was never supporting channels or people that were buying counterfeits. And, there were some of those people that I'm no longer friends with that actually were supporting. They were speaking on behalf. They were speaking out for their friends. Like, hey, I'm not going to hate this person just because they have counterfeit. No one's asking to hate them. It's just like, you can kind of just not you don't need to advocate for them and maybe don't associate with them. But because of that, it totally opened up the floodgates for the bravado of the people that are here collecting counterfeits. And I'll tell you, it's gotten worse. They're the worst. They're the worst of the bunch. Sickos. People are mean, yes. Always funny to see their reaction when they are caught. Yes, it is funny when you tell them, like when I show them a screenshot. Oh, this was you, right? Just a few years ago. Look how nasty you are when you think you're being anonymous. And then I go and I find that a lot of them delete their channel, But that's what people do, because YouTube, you get to be anonymous here, and people will love to try to drag you into things, and that's okay though. You just roll with it. You roll with the punches, and It is what it is. Charmed Dreamboard says, yeah, I feel people collecting the counterfeit dolls get more support than us. Advocating for authentic and educating isn't hate. They just don't want to hear it. No, they don't. And it was never personal either. Like, I never targeted anybody. I did do a video where I was like making fun of my Reborn cradles or something like that. I can't ever remember her. I think that's her name. But it was because she had already spent months and maybe like more than months, years, making fun of me, making up stories about me. And then when she opened up a counterfeit, I'm like, well, there it is, because she wanted to buy counterfeits, you know? Just like she bought subs and stuff. So she was buying subs. When I made a video about how people buy subs and stuff, she also took it very personal. But now hindsight, I realize, wow, these people take it personal because they're doing it. They're actually, and it was never, I never knew they were. Like, it wasn't like when I would talk about counterfeits, it was always in very general terms. I didn't know who was out there collecting counterfeits, wanting to buy counterfeits. A lot of people that, there's another channel, I can't remember her name, but they had been in the community for a very long time. They're in and out of the community, in and out of deleting their channel, whatever. But they also now are buying counterfeits, and it's just like, okay, so that's why they always took this personal when Katie and I would talk about counterfeits. So, and I guess it was, yeah, you gotta love this YouTube community. Head count at this moment is 29 of drama hating folks. Hey, this isn't drama though. Is it drama? We're just story time. I was just telling, different from the Facebook community. Yeah, but it is different from Facebook. Like I said, Facebook tolerates a whole lot less. But I do believe, I don't know who was that said it up there, that there was, where is it? Somebody up there, I can't remember, I'm sorry, that said that Facebook can be cutthroat. It is. So, and I think it's funny when people think that I'm bad. I'm like, I'm not even the baddest or anything like that. There are like actual people that they don't care. Like, not that they don't care, they just have their principles and they're going to stick by them. They're not wishy-washy. They're not hypocrites. And you know why they can't allow themselves that? I mean, everybody's allowed to change their minds, but I think I realize that these people don't go back. They don't backpedal on what they said or anything like that, or what they believe, because of the fact that they're out there as themselves. They're not anonymous, you know? So this has little pants. I just don't know if I want to put the pantaloons on him. YouTube is also cutthroat. This is the only platform I have ever been cyberbullied on. Really? Oh, I'm so sorry. YouTube can be, like I said, I think the dynamic is different. I think that YouTube can feel cutthroat because there's a lot of anonymity. Facebook, though, if you're on the wrong side of something, you really, like, people do not tolerate that crap. There's a lot of people, you know, in this community that just do not tolerate whatsoever any counterfeits. But, I mean, those are not the rules. I don't make them up. I just stay out of problems. But I can say that, though, Fallen Angels, that YouTube did introduce me, not YouTube per se, but I was unfortunately crossed the path of a very psychotic YouTube content creator who kind of tiptoed on the rim of the community, was kind of in, kind of out, then just spent years circling the community as out of some like obsession or whatever. And that person did stalk me. And I don't mean like the way people try to say, oh, I was stalked here, you know? No, I mean like actually stalked. Like, we're looking into my children on Facebook, taking pictures, finding out my ex-husband's name, finding out my parents' address. And by the way, they didn't just pull it out of thin air or do a Google search. It's unfortunate, but there's a very, I would say there's a kind of popular or known channel here. And it's the person who does Theme Thursdays now, because she wasn't the original person doing Theme Thursday, but the person who does Theme Thursday actually gave my address to that stalker to begin with. So that's why, if anybody ever asks why I don't do Theme Thursdays, that's why. Because of that person. Because that person makes me sick to my stomach. Because I trusted her. She was like the first person when I first started my channel. She approached me and was like, oh, I want to send you Happy Mail. And Dumbo me just gave her my address with my full real name and everything. Huge mistake. I didn't know back then that this person was friends with a psycho, you know, and as soon as she, you know, she and I had like a falling out, or we just didn't see eye to eye. I was just like, I'm not really feeling this person, you know, which is too much to get into. I just wasn't feeling, when I stop feeling someone and I'm not feeling good about somebody, I don't do anything to you. All I do is, and I don't care who you are, you know this. Anyone who's ever, like, I've stopped talking to, I don't do anything else except for stop talking to you. Okay, that's all I do. I stopped talking to her. I blocked her. I didn't want to see her comments on my channel, because that's what back then they always told everybody, if you don't like it, delete and block, delete and block. So this person like sent me Happy Mail, but I didn't know 6 months later, like, we just weren't good meshing, you know. And I blocked her from my channel and thought I was going to move on. I thought that was it, but I was really naive. She ended up giving my address to some psychopath in the UK, who then spent almost 3 or 4 years harassing me and Katie, like big time. I mean, who in the world, she ended up having my real full name that I never disclosed to publicly on here. And I highly recommend, if you do not do that either. Protect your privacy here, and anybody that you talk to, protect your privacy. I didn't know that this person who does Theme Thursdays was going to be doing this to me, giving my address to psychos. This person wrote my dad a letter. Like, what? How do you even know my father's name? Like, why do you even have that information? So yeah, I do blame that person. I will always blame that person. I will never do Theme Thursdays because of that. Themes actually, they give me the heebie-jeebies, because I just feel grossed out. I feel grossed out by that behavior. I feel grossed out by that person. If you do Theme Thursdays, I probably already unsubscribed from your channel. Sorry. I just can't. I can't even see Theme Thursday on my feed. It's the truth. It's the truth. Camelin Creations was caught painting a counterfeit, and it seems like nobody cares. I did see that, and at first it did seem like a lot of people did care on Facebook. I mean, even I cared about it, but I did see people, post about it. I don't know what's going on with that anymore. It was a few months. How long ago was that? That was like a month or two ago, maybe. I was really disappointed when I saw that, because I was like, this was somebody I really liked her artwork, her dolls, her fantasy dolls, and it was just like, wow. You too, Brutus. Et tu, Brutus? Is my Latin cry, or is that Latin? Et tu, Brutus? I honestly was just like shocked. Just shocked. I witnessed some weird stuff on this platform. No jumping from friends to friends or principles to principles. Yeah. Well, people have the right to change their mind, but one thing Ines and I always been is loyal to our principles and where we stand. Yep. The same group of people who believe me on YouTube tried it on Facebook. Oh, you mean bullied? But didn't really succeed. Yeah, bullied me. Yeah, it was scary. Girl, when I got they said, it's funny because they tried to send me all the way from the UK. They tried to send me a C&D for I don't know what, because I never did anything. I was trying so hard to ignore this person making videos about me, but they wouldn't stop. And the doorbell rings and I'm at my dad's and it's a certified letter just addressed to my father. And then with no return address, and we open it up and it's a C&D with no return address. So it wasn't actually somebody taking legal action against me. It was them just trying to intimidate me by letting me know, I know where your dad lives. I know your dad's name. So, because if you're actually trying to take, you know, the legal route with somebody and you send them a cease and desist, you send your return address. By law, you have to, because the person you're serving has to be able to respond to you. Not this person. They didn't want me to have their address. They just wanted to let me know that they knew my dad's name. They knew where I lived, you know? So, I mean, and the people that I can mention right now that were friends with this lunatic. Theme Thursday lady was one of them. And that's why I'm like, how did this person even get my address, get my full name, get my family's name, everything? Why? Because I trusted one person who I should have never trusted with my private information. And they were, as soon as I blocked them on YouTube and didn't want anything to do with them, this is what they did. They turned to a known psychopath to start harassing me online. And I mean, it would be one thing if it was just strictly on YouTube, but they went as far as contacting my family. That's getting too real. You're trying to get too close to me in real life there. You're weird. You're sick. I too was stalked by a crazy person in the same manner. Yep, oftentimes that's what the crazies do to obtain your address. Harassing our family members, writing psycho letters to my husband too. Yeah, Katie also got the same C&D, and they sent it to, Katie has multiple houses, and they sent these fake C&Ds, okay, to her other houses as well, to other properties. And with no return address, no way to respond, because that's not what they were actually going for. They just wanted to intimidate and stalk. Like that really insidious, I'm scary, I'm scaring you, I know your person, I know where you live. That you're just, I mean, come on guys, this is a doll community. And I will always, always, always maintain that this happened because of the Theme Thursday woman. That's why. And nobody was asking, but I'm letting you know, that's why I do not do Theme Thursdays. Still PTSD from that North. Yeah, it did affect me. It was really chilling. It was chilling. Hi, Lincoln Park. Sending overseas bizarre behavior. Sending overseas, yes. They sent the same letters to all my family addressed in business places. Yep. All addressed to my husband, just like to your dad. Sorry for the question. Do you reply to messages on Instagram? I would like to show you a screenshot. I think that person is copying or stealing your things. That person has your name. No, I don't usually go. I check. I only allow messages from people that I follow back. So if they're trying to steal my name, I mean, that wouldn't be the first time. But yeah, you're welcome to send it to me. I mean, at this point, all I do is block those people because they try to steal my name. They always try to steal my pictures. Guys, there's a lot of scams out there, and on Instagram and even on Etsy, where people are using pictures of my dolls and trying to sell them and trying to scam people out of their money. You just have to be careful. So, Oh, my pictures and my YouTube and name is in there. I thought it was you. Oh, interesting. Yeah, send it over to me so I can see the account. Go ahead and send it over to me right now so I can see it. I figured it was bound to happen sooner or later because I do not want to pay $15 a month to verify my account. I'm not an artist. I'm just a collector. So not much I can do. You guys have to just be, you know, be careful out there. There's always people that are going to be running scams. And you just have to be careful out there. Let me see. So go ahead and send that to me and I'll look and see in my spam folders. As long as I don't have you blocked, because I do block a lot of people when I see some shenanigans. So we all come here and have the equal right to keep families out of nonsense. Yes, we do. But you see, this stuff, like Instagram and YouTube, offer some anonymity. Facebook usually doesn't. It's harder to just roam around Facebook, although Facebook has had a lot of scams and a lot of scammer accounts established. I don't know what the heck I did with my water. Where did I put it? What did I do with my water? Sorry, I'm looking for my water and I have no idea where I put it. But you guys can never be too careful. I do have my Instagram account right now, and Katie can put it in the comments, or Heather can put it in the comments. Right now I have, I'll tell you, 16.5 followers on Instagram. So I don't know how many followers that other account has, but let me see. Oh. It looks like okay, I'm looking at it and I have no idea. They're using the face of some poor person that probably has no idea that their face is being used. Look at this. Who is this? Oh, I can't make it big. Can I make it big? Oh, I can't make it big because this is a picture, a screenshot. Let me see. So this is not me, by the way. They're probably using the image of some unsuspecting other collector or artist on there. And those are my dolls. But I figured it was bound to happen. But if you look right there, this fake account only has 4,060 followers. So that is not me. And they probably bought all the followers too. So yeah, and that's not me. So yeah, you guys can never be too careful. I mean, I don't try to stress myself out anymore about these fake accounts. I can't, because I have no control over what they're doing. Unfortunately, there's just going to be people out there that are going to do this. And I guarantee you I probably already have them blocked, because as soon as I see, oh no, I don't have them blocked. Oh, they have all my pictures, and they have a mix of, look at, they've stolen pictures. These are not my kids. This is another collector, actually. This is not probably even this person. And it's not spelled exactly. If you guys look right here, they have Hygge misspelled. They're spelling it Reborn HYGG _ That's wrong. That's not how my account is not spelled that way. So they're kind of doing it as close as possible, but not. And then they've stolen pictures of other people's children. This is just despicable, but look at that, other people's families. So they work hard to make their stuff look legit. None of these dolls are my dolls, my silicones, but looks like they've stolen pictures from other accounts. Yeah, I do not own any Claire Taylor dolls, so that is not me. Oh, who's that? Is that you, Katie? They stole your picture too. That's Katie. I think she was probably at a doll meetup. Let's see how old their oldest picture is. That's another thing. Just look and see how old their pictures. Like, they just barely started posting on May 13th. So at this point, I don't even bother reporting these people anymore. You can if you want. Oh yeah, look at Katie. They got pictures of you at at one of the meetups last October, is the Halloween meetup, and there's you and Annie Banani. And then there's your doll, I forgot his name. The one by Veronica Lele. I don't know whose other dolls they have, but you guys, there's a lot of scoundrels out there, a lot of grifters, and it looks like they've taken to stealing my pictures too now, because obviously that is me, but pay attention to what you're reading that says Reborn Hig. There's no E at the end of Higa _ dolls, and that is not what my account is called. I will show you what mine looks like. Mine is Reborn Higa, just like that, with the E after the G. C'est moi. But yeah, you just can never be too careful. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to block this person, even though they're probably already following me. And then they have at YouTube, okay? But you see that it's youtube.com, but they don't have it linked. You can't press on it and it won't take you to the channel. I mean, and even if you report these accounts, Instagram doesn't do anything. I'm just going to block them. I reported and blocked them that they're trying to impersonate me, but I've done this so many times. I just stop reporting these accounts because I feel like Instagram like shadow bans you when you start reporting so much, because they start to think like, what's wrong with you? Why are you reporting everything? Are you psycho? So yeah. But let me go back to the chat. But thank you so much, Lincoln Park, for that information. I appreciate it. And you're helping a lot of people right now too, by, you know, anyone who's run into that. Thank you so much. Okay, so that picture is an Aussie Reborn artist. Oh, okay, okay. I knew it couldn't be them. They never actually, you guys should know that. I mean, I don't have to tell you guys. You guys are all smart. So they never really use, they always use somebody that might be familiar to you guys, and then they'll use their face and put up there. See, they can't use mine because they would have to figure out who I am on Facebook. I don't really post myself on any of, ever since I was stalked by that crazy person in the UK, I don't use my face, my image, myself. I just won't do it. I don't want to, because these types of things, this is way before, I just don't feel comfortable. But it's sad that they use an unsuspecting person's picture. Yeah, there's so many scammers. Thank you for adding the link. Thank you, Lincoln Park. Just to verify, did you post up a video from Gothic Baby 2 days ago? Yes, I did, because I wanted you guys to see that adorable TikTok. The TikTok isn't Gothic Baby. It's a lady who, I think her husband's like a professional wrestler, and she just kind of gothic, and she does like a whole gothic theme for her little girl. And I mean, the little, it's like a spare room that she has. I don't even think the daughter really actually sleeps in there. But did you guys watch that gothic baby thing? It was so cute. And I wanted you guys to see it, but she's on TikTok. I don't remember the name, but you'll be able to find the account. She creates hybrid dolls. They have stolen her images too. Yeah, it's awful. I wish Facebook, Instagram, and other social media apps took the hacking and cloning of accounts seriously though. Yeah, because I feel like they contribute by not monitoring it and actually addressing the the stolen pictures and fake accounts, that they are actually kind of responsible too, a little bit accountable for the scams out there. I always say personal responsibility. It's important. You need to be personally accountable for your own self, okay, when you're buying. But it's just frustrating when the social media doesn't do anything about it. Yeah, it's you from the meetup. I know they picked a nice picture of Katie, but Katie looks nice in all her pictures. It's okay. Did you love that video? I hope everybody likes it. I thought it was cute. I thought you guys might be interested in it. That little girl is stinking cute. The mother is extremely creative, and I just thought it was so fun. Anyone who takes that so seriously, like she's really, you know, I think people think that she's getting the kid into the occult, some kind of occult kind of stuff, but it's just for fun. If you just demystify some things, then it could be fun. You know, come on. I don't think any of them are over there like you know, getting their kids into witchcraft or whatever, just whatever, like relax, okay? I thought it was cute. It was really cute. I feel like IG likes scammers because that way, yes, thank you. My Little World says, I feel like IG likes scammers because that way people opt to pay for verifying. Yeah, I think you're right. You're right. So now they're like, I don't want to pay $15 to verify my account, to have an account on Instagram. I'm not going to. So there's probably, I mean, gosh, like the way they've done, I cannot find my water. I'm so thirsty. What did I do with it? Where did my water go? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I just don't want to pay for it, okay? I'm not on it enough, or I'm not getting like so much enjoyment of it for me to verify my account. Like, it's just somewhere while I'm enjoying my dolls. Sometimes I don't post anything, so I don't want to pay $15 a month like a streaming service, you know, where I'm actually getting some type of entertainment from it. I'm not getting that much entertainment for having an account there. And I'm not going to feel the responsibility of people trying to pass themselves off as me. Here's my water. People trying to pass themselves off as me, and that's not going to, it doesn't work on me, Instagram. I think there's some people that verified than unverified. I don't know. $15 a month is a lot. There you go, Katie. Now you're thinking. That's good thinking. You want to fight me. Anyway, how long have we been on? Let me see. 94 minutes. Wow. Okay, still under 100 minutes like I usually am. So I guess that's it. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Reborn community as opposed to YouTube, and I think you guys understood. It's just it's different. A lot of things fly here. Most things that fly here do not fly on Facebook, which makes me happy. That's why I appreciate the private groups. I appreciate the admins that do a good job in their private groups, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that the artist, the admin for that group, was paying attention, cared about the same things we do. And it's so nice because I feel like I find more compatibility with people who don't care to be anonymous on Facebook, as opposed to, you know, within our community, within our Reborn community, than I do with my fellow content creators here. Because I'm telling you, it's slim pickings with the majority of the content creators here. You either own fakes and a mix of legit dolls, and you advocate for fakes, or you completely just collect counterfeits, or you don't own them, but you still support your friends who do. And that's just as bad. You're still an advocate for fakes. So that's why I don't feel like I see eye to eye. It's a different atmosphere here. And I don't know. So let me know if you guys are watching this post live. Let me know what you guys think. How you find, if you are like, do you rely on a lot of YouTube content for your decision making, for what you're looking for information? Or are you still, I heavily rely, I'm going to tell you, I don't get any really good information here on YouTube. The majority of the information and the things that I learn have been on Facebook, with the exception of one channel. Katie always has good information, but I sound biased if I say that, but this is the last thing I'm going to say. And I was talking to Katie about this just today. Remember we were talking about, and it had to do with the powdering the dolls to you know, the silicone dolls, way before, a long time ago, before I actually owned any silicones. I would watch Miss Serenity. She always had good information. So I learned about the powdering and how it makes it easier to slide on the clothes when you want to dress your full body silicone. I learned that a long time ago from Miss Serenity. So there are a few channels that are going to give good information out there, and the rest of them own counterfeits or advocate for counterfeits or are counterfeit sympathizers. And now I sound like a regime. Counterfeit sympathizers. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I have for you. But just thanks everybody who, you know, participated in the chat. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today. And if you're watching this not live, let me know if you see a difference between Facebook and the Reborn community on Facebook and the Reborn community, well, yeah, on YouTube. So let me know. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Thanks to my admins, Fallen Angels Nursery and My Little World, for monitoring the chat. And I'll see you guys again soon. Have a good rest of your week.